My first point, let me really from the heart and the head congratulate the African Development Bank, in particular, the Chief Economist, Professor Kevin Murama, for initiating this important measure. Measurement is a problem in the economics profession. We meet every year as fellows of the Economic Society and reminisce about measurement across a number of areas. But what Professor Kevin Murama has touched on is critical: the measurement of green natural capital for Africans. The question of being able to design metrics for what we do, the measures, has been critical for a long time. But what's so important today, the metrics we have had, is that it is a metric for Africa, designed by Africans from an African institution. That is not trivial. That's very fundamental. And I would like to very much congratulate them and encourage the group to continue working with other stakeholders. Already I can see they're working with the African Union. They are collaborating with the UNEP, and indeed take on board the other stakeholders who are keenly interested in this research. By the way, every single measure, including measurement of poverty, measurement of financial inclusion, measurement of economic progress, alternative measures of GDP, including the measurement of GDP itself. 3 methods have been used for a long time: the product method, the income method, and the expenditure method. None of those methods have so far recognized the importance of national capital, and this is where what has been done is very fundamental. The measures will be contested, but that's not an issue. There will be somebody coming up with another measure that may show that this measure maybe has some force. That's not the issue. The issue is that you have started this measure, and everything will be a modification on this measure. The fact that we have a measure on the ground means that we should work very much on applicability, to identify its limitations and try to address that limitations, to pilot it maybe on 1 or 2 countries intensively, and then scale it up to the rest of the continent. I think that would be an approach, because some ideas have come up. For example, there was this debate on latent capital. It didn't actually address the problem of Africa, of natural wealth. There has been mentions of the ideas of stranded assets, but it was not very clear how long the assets become stranded in the ground. Okay, so this measure has taken a step change in being able to do that relevant to Africa, and to be able to make Africa's voice and Africans' role in the global capital and the global economies become significant. There is another dimension of what is being done, because most of us have been working on national accounts for many, many years. The extension, my own extension, has been on the flow of funds. When you build national accounts, they are static. When you trace them over time, you're able to convert everything into money and see where funds flow. From the government to the private sector, okay, from the private sector to government in terms of taxation, government back to private sector in terms of subsidies, through money to the rest of the world, and the prices at which money changes hands, that is the interest rate, covered or uncovered. But this is the starting point for us who are interested in the flow of funds. And let me assure you that given these accounts, we shall be able even to predict, given the new sciences of artificial intelligence and machine learning, we should be able to predict how Africa's wealth is going to dominate the next century. I'm very, very, very optimistic, and thank you very much.